any rifle can shoot at long range. As long as you've got the gumption, you can start lobbing projectiles out to 500 yards, 600 yards, 700 yards, or even beyond. With a good scope and plenty of practice, you might even be able to hit your target. But if you want to push the envelope and strike with accuracy and power at 1,000 yards or beyond, you'll need the right cartridge. When it comes to true excellence and performance at long range, there are relatively few rifle rounds that can do the job. In this video, I'll be telling you about 6 of the very best long-range calibers you can get. Any of the seasoned F-Class, bench rest, and other dedicated long-range competitors in the audience will probably already be familiar with this cartridge. Starting life as a wildcat of the venerable and increasingly obscure .284 Winchester, the 6.5 .284 has all the hallmarks that savvy shooters look for in a dedicated long-range round. A mid-size 6.5mm bullet with a nominal ballistic coefficient of 530 and sizzling muzzle velocity, the Norma-developed cartridge first premiered in 1999 and has been ruling the competition circuit until relatively recently. For a while, this round held the 1,000-yard bench rest record, with a group measuring an astonishing 1.56 inches, a feat that stood untouched until 2007. Only slightly longer than the .308 Winchester case that its progenitor was designed from, it won't fit in standard large lower ARs and other semi-automatics. But for fans, that hardly matters. Pushing a 125-grain bullet to 3,000 feet per second or a 142-grain bullet to a still respectable 2,850 feet per second, the lengthy bullets easily slice through the wind and stay supersonic and accurate well past ranges where the .308 Winchester starts to droop. It's not a round you'll find on the shelf at most gun shops, but even today, it is slowly, very slowly, seeing some inroads with hunters around the world. Arguably the most ubiquitous of the new era long-range cartridges, the 6.5mm Creedmore offers shooters a nearly unbeatable combo of easy availability, price, and performance. Accurate and potent all the way out to 1,000 yards, and able to be pushed out to 1,500 yards with the right load and rifle combo, it is sometimes derided by extreme range fanatics as being a round for beginners, or folks who just don't know better. The joke is on them though, because the all-around performance and sheer popularity of this round mean it is becoming the go-to short-action cartridge of choice in many circles. Short enough to be chambered in AR-10 pattern rifles and nearly any legacy bolt action you can think of, it has less recoil than the .308 Winchester and a far better ballistic coefficient. How much better? I'll put it to you this way. At 1,000 yards, your average .308 Winchester projectile will experience 48 inches more drop than a 6.5 Creedmore projectile of comparable weight. That's 4 feet, folks. And don't listen to the legions of .308 FUDs out there talk about knockdown power or any other nonsense. With a nominal muzzle velocity between 2,700 FPS and 3,020 FPS, past 550 yards, the 6.5 Creedmore keeps a lot more velocity, which means greater energy and penetration on target if hunting or manslaying is what you have in mind. And like I said, the 6.5 Creedmore is becoming so popular you can find a dozen rifles on the rack right now at your local gun shop and ammo almost anywhere, including department stores that have a gun counter. If you don't know where to start on your long-range journey, you won't do any better than the 6.5mm Creedmore. We have got 3 more long-range calibers to look at, but before we move on, take just a second to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Those 3 clicks will help us out more than you know with the algorithm, and by doing so, you can make sure that you'll never miss even a single one of our upcoming videos here on All About Survival. Thanks a bunch! More than any other cartridge on our list, the 6mm ARC, or Advanced Rifle Cartridge, has a genuine mystique about it. That's because of its surreptitious, some might say clandestine development. A joint project between Hornady and Barrett at the behest of the U.S. Department of Defense, the 6mm ARC was designed to provide extraordinary long-range precision in a standard AR-15 size platform, and do it all from a barrel only slightly longer than that of a classic, full-size M16. With a nominal muzzle velocity of 2,800 feet per second when pushing a 108-grain bullet and a BC of .536, the 6mm ARC is shockingly accurate and potent all the way out to 1,200 yards or so, and does it all with minimal recoil while maximizing barrel life. Although you won't find ammo on store shelves, rarely if ever, good but expensive factory loads are available. More importantly, for real precision rifle disciplines, is the fact that you have tons of great, accurate projectiles to choose from already on the market for rolling your own. Lots of other 6mm and 6.5mm cartridges have tried to maximize the standard AR platform for beyond 1,000 yard shooting, but the 6mm ARC has actually succeeded, and it's hard to imagine that any company will be able to improve on what Hornady and Barrett pulled off. One of the things that everybody knows about trying to push a semi-automatic rifle out to and beyond 1,000 yards is that you need to upsize to at least an AR-10 action, as previously mentioned. That's the only way to cram in enough cartridge to actually do the job reliably at extended ranges. Right? Right? Or at least, so we thought, until the advent of the .224 Valkyrie cartridge. The .224 Valkyrie is one of the precious few .22 caliber AR cartridges that will work in a standard receiver set and still deliver amazing performance at and beyond 1,000 yards. Technically a relative of the ancient .30 Remington, from which was derived the 6.8mm Remington SBC that the .224 Valk is based off of, this is one of the fastest and lightest kicking cartridges on the market. With only half the recoil of the 6.5mm Creedmore, the .224 Valkyrie pushes a 90-grain projectile out of the muzzle at around 2,700 feet per second, and that bullet will stay supersonic all the way out past 12,050 yards. Best of all, the guns that chamber it stay light, handy, and nimble. Essentially, the .224 Valkyrie handles like any 5.56mm gun that you are used to, only with a supercharger. My only concerns with the round so far are the general lack of availability and expense, and some early concerns about barrel life, but time will tell if either will remain issues for long. Little more than a neck-down and shortened 50 BMG, the .416 Barrett was developed by, who else? Barrett Firearms Manufacturing, best known for their ubiquitous and awesome M82 and M107 family of semi-automatic 50 caliber rifles. The design input behind the .416 Barrett was an alternative to the 50 BMG that provided much better accuracy at longer ranges. Sure, the 50 BMG will trundle out there a very, very long way and remain downright deadly the entire time, but ask any bona fide sharpshooter and they will tell you that even with the most laboriously crafted and hand-loaded rounds, the big 50 is just not that accurate. In stark contrast, the .416 here benefited from an accuracy-first design process from beginning to end, and the result is a true extreme range cartridge. It is capable of launching a 398-grain solid brass bullet at 3,150 feet per second from a 32-inch barrel. That same projectile has a ballistic coefficient of .720 and stays supersonic all the way out to 1,900 yards. No wonder then that the .416 Barrett is a common competitor at 2-mile shoots, seen in factory and custom rifles alike. The downsides are obvious: extremely expensive and heavy host rifles, high cost, rare commercial ammo, if you don't load your own, and the fact that this cartridge is extremely hard on barrels. Seriously long-range shooters factor in the cost, in barrel life, to the price of every round they load. Consider yourself lucky if even the best barrels give you 1,000 rounds before they start to open up. And with that, we've reached the end of my picks for the very best long-range cartridges out there. From mainstays like the 6.5mm Creedmore, tried and true competitors' favorites like the 6.5 284 Norma, and stomping extreme range cannons like the .416 Barrett, if you're ready to reach for the horizon, these rounds will help you get there. Let me know what you think about the .224 Valkyrie. considering its small size and other advantages. Is there a chance that it could replace the 5.56mm as a standard AR cartridge? At least for civilians? Let's chat about it down in the comments. And before you go, please remember to hit like and subscribe so you can keep up to date with all of our new videos. That will do it for me today, but stay safe out there, and I will catch you in the next one.